So, guys, what's up? I finished reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck today by Mark Manson. Um, I wanted to hate this book. I really wanted to hate this book because I thought it's just some, diatribe from some guy who doesn't know anything about anything, and here he wants to come and preach to me about some inconsequential BS. But the book is a far cry. Far cry. The book is different from what I was expecting it to be. It is actually a pretty good, remarkable, consistent self help book if you can get past the contemporary title. And I now understand why he chose the contemporary title. It does make a lot of sense. He says there's only so many F's you can give in life. If you start giving an F about too many things, somewhere you are not doing justice to life. He talks about how in the news there are so many websites and sources. Plus, we are bombarded with so many channels on our TV, 500 plus channels. Our cell phone, which keeps us engaged. There's so many things happening around us, and we just have a limited time on earth. So, there's only so much you should care about things, and so many F's you can give about things. Now, then he gets into people who are a bit neurotic, meaning that they get a bit depressed, angry, anxious, tired, overwhelmed by scenarios around them, and he addresses them quite masterfully, to be fair. And he's very level headed, and he has a great style of writing, a very unique voice, and it's memorable, really. I was not expecting to like this book. I just read it for so that I can probably hate on it and just prove to myself that I was right and the world was wrong, or I was right and this book sucks. But far from it, man. It's quite amazing. This Mark Manson guy is onto something. Initially, I was a bit peeved by the fact that he was slaying all self-help books left, right, and center. He was saying things like, "Oh, self-help books make you feel that you are lacking something, and you should get that. Self-help books make you feel like you need more money in your life. There is something which is incomplete about you." I guess he had a bit of a point, but there's no need to come and say, "Oh my God," it's an indirect way of saying that, "Oh my God, this is what you need to be doing." I love the examples he cites, and because I'm somewhat of a well read man, I was able to relate with all of them except the one about Malala because I haven't read that book. I like this Charles Bukowski example because Charles Bukowski is a unique character who never really cared about what people have to say about him. And he also talks about how Dave Mustaine left Metallica and swore that he will, that this band will rotten dust and the new band which Dave Mustaine will form will be the best band ever. But when Dave Mustaine goes ahead and forms Megadeth and they achieve great figures, somehow they are overshadowed by Metallica's success, and he was never happy about that. And then he talks about another example in which there was a guy who used to be Pete something. He used to be a part of Beatles, and he was ousted by Beatles manager. And instead of grumbling about not being as successful as Beatles all his life, this guy went on to get married, and his perspective and drive in life entirely changed. So it's really about you and how entitled you feel and how fulfilled you feel. And I think we all are a bit entitled. We feel that the universe owes us something. And he tries his best to dispel this theory because he says from this need to be entitled, it comes this need to be rich, comes this need to be sexy, comes this need to have more sex. And he really questions all of those things because those are the very reasons we are unhappy. Initially, I thought this book will be a bit like The Power of Now, but it's a far cry from Power from Now, except the fact that he cites Buddhism now and then for like 5-7 pages in the book. Overall, I really love this book because it taught me so many things, and I would probably want to do a summary kind of a video on it. But I'm guessing the book has been out for 5 years, so there are plenty of summaries available right now. And the thing about this book which is good, is that even people who don't read have read The Subtle Art, and that is quite good. So overall, I've loved the way he writes. Loved the way, I hate using these kind of words. I related with a lot of thoughts and messages which he tried to convey in his book. I made a lot of notes. I like the Mark Manson principle a lot. It really resonated with me, and it was awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. That was a quick review for The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson.